Well, my friends, I hope to raise some spiritual health awareness in this video. I am a spiritual health consultant with Heart to Heart Refinement Ministries, and let's check out the tribute to that ministry right now, and I'll be right back.
Praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation.
Well, my friends, as you can see in an animation video that you just watched, it's an actual animation of this logo. That's the logo for the ministry that I work with. I believe that I need to raise some spiritual health awareness, my friends, because our spiritual health is important, especially in the COVID-19 pandemic that we're dealing with right now in the year of 2020. This pandemic is pretty serious stuff, my friends. But if our spiritual health is not taken into consideration, along with our physical health, our mental health, our social health, and our emotional health, my friends, we're going to get to a point that we're going to suffer, okay? The spiritual health is at the center of everything. So this is an actual virtual consulting session that I have on my website, okay? So what I would like to do is I like to put some pictures of some videos that you should have watched prior to listening to this video, okay? So let me do that right now. Okay, you will see on the screen right now is a video of a picture. It's actually the slide to the picture. It says, do I need a heart refinement specialist? You'll realize that this is a 33-minute video. Okay, my friends, what I do is I do spiritual health consulting for people, and I realize that it's best to do a virtual reality video. So if you were sitting in my office and I was talking to you, just like I am right now, you would be able to watch these videos instead of actually coming to my office. Why is that important that you understand that? My friends, I believe that everything we do revolves around our spiritual health. Okay, so if you can understand your spiritual health from a heart refinement standpoint, I believe that we can start being aware of how our spiritual health affects us. So the first thing that you should have watched is this video on Do I Need a Heart Refinement Specialist? Okay, once you realize that you need a heart refinement specialist, this next video that you'll see in line here is Need a Spiritual Health Consultant, okay? And in that video, you'll see that it's a 29-minute video. Well, it has a couple, a man and a woman that are at odds with each other, and there's a cross in the background of that picture. You can see that. My friends, if we're at odds with each other, chances are our spiritual health is being affected by that. Okay, this next video that you see in line here, my friends, is Do you need a spiritual health checkup? And you realize that's a 42-minute video. In this video, my friends, I actually asked you to download my spiritual health checkup form, okay? And what you've done is if you've downloaded that spiritual health checkup form, you click play on that video and it talked you through how to take that spiritual health checkup form, and I also showed you how to score that. And at the end of this video that you see on the screen right now, you actually seen a spiritual health consulting session between my wife and I as I went over the results with her. Okay, so what I like to do, my friends, is I'd like to put another slide on the screen here that is actually going to get started with an outline that I have prepared for you to follow along with me so I can make some points along the way. So on this slide it says, what is spiritual health awareness and why is it important? So you can see here, my friends, it says the basics. What is spiritual health? Spirit is what cannot be defined as part of the body or as part of the mind. Spiritual health is achieved when you feel at peace with life. It is when you can find hope and comfort in even the hardest of times. It can help to support you in your it can help you as you experience life completely. Okay? Sometimes I get a little bit carried away and get to reading faster than what the words are processing, my friend. So just bear with me. Spiritual health is important. You could have other issues, mental issues, physical ailments that necessarily don't affect their spiritual health. So I want to identify with what spiritual health is. Let's look at this next paragraph here. Spiritual distress is a disturbance in a person's belief system. As an approved nursing diagnosis, spiritual distress is defined as a disturbance in the life principle that pervades a person's entire being and that integrates in transcending one's biological and psychological nature. So, my friends, spiritual health awareness indicates a need in our medical field, in our hospitals. Okay, one of my jobs is to be a spiritual health consultant in a hospital. I volunteer my services as I do that. But what I want to do is I want to raise spiritual health awareness for the people that have family members in the hospital. I want to raise awareness for those people that work in the hospital so they understand how important our spiritual health is, because that's something that is not readily addressed in our health system, and it needs to be. Okay? So what are signs of spiritual distress? The signs of symptoms of spiritual distress include feelings of anger or hopelessness, feelings of depression and anxiety, difficulty sleeping, feeling abandoned by God, questioning the meaning of life or suffering, questioning beliefs or sudden doubt in spiritual or religious beliefs, asking why this situation occurred. And as you can see in this slide down at the bottom of it, and as you know, I'm just adding to it because I want to talk to you as I go. I don't want you to read ahead, and that's why I do it like this. Okay, so what causes spiritual distress? Spiritual pain or distress can be normal feelings for someone who is living with illness. Spiritual distress most often occurs when a person is experiencing change, challenges, physical or emotional pain, other symptoms, and losses associated with serious illness. So, my friends, I want to take you to a point that you could be spiritually sick and not know it. You can have a spiritual injury and not know it. Okay, as this video unfolds, I'm going to share with you what this all means. Okay, so make sure you watch this video to the end. It has a lot of information that you really need to understand where your spiritual health is coming from. Okay, my friends, on this slide it says, what is spiritual pain? Spiritual pain is the pain that comes from the hidden areas of our life. It cannot be pointed to on a pain scale, but it is still very real and can impact our physical and emotional health. Spiritual pain is often broken down into 4 categories. Number 1, meaning. Struggling with the meaning behind life, relationships, and the world around you. Number 2, forgiveness. Pain that stems from forgiving others, ourselves, and God. Number 3, relatedness. Dealing with relationships, whether good or bad. How do you relate to relationships, whether they're good or bad? That's a form of spiritual health awareness. Number 4, hope. Feeling like there is no hope or it doesn't exist. Okay, that's a sign of spiritual pain, right? Spiritual pain doesn't discriminate based on gender or age. It affects everyone in different ways at all stages of life. Everyone is on a spiritual journey from the moment they are born, and from the journey we feel pain, and in turn we grow. Our society doesn't often emphasize this journey, so we have a difficult time dealing with the pain when it becomes too much to handle. So how do you know if you need to get help because of spiritual sickness or injury? Okay, it's very, very, very important, my friends, that you understand the difference between your spirituality and that of religion from the world. So on this slide, my friends, it says, what does it mean to be a spiritual person? Spirituality is a broad concept with room for many perspectives. in general, it includes a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves, and it typically involves a search for meaning in life. As such, it is a universal human experience, something that touches us all. Okay, and as you can tell, the slide continues here, my friends, and it says, what's the difference between religion and spirituality? Now, I want you to take a special note, and I want you to listen to me, okay? Religion, this is a specific set of organized beliefs and practices, usually shared by a community or group, okay? Spirituality, this is more of an individual practice and has to do with having a sense of peace and purpose. Peace and purpose is a part of your spirituality. It's important that we understand that. So how do you know, or how do I know if I am suffering from spiritual sickness or spiritual injury? Okay, the best way that we're going to understand that, my friends, is we're going to have to answer yes or no to some basic questions. So, my friends, as a spiritual health consultant, what you've done so far is you've watched a video that showed your need for what a spiritual heart refinement specialist is. Okay, I'm a heart refinement specialist. The second video that you watched showed what I offer as a spiritual health consultant, and then you took a spiritual health checkup, and as you watched the video, that was laid out before you. And my friends, if you want me to help you with that score and come up with the two columns and so you can understand it, please contact me through the description below this video or the descriptions below in my online program, okay? That's important that you understand how your spiritual health affects you as the whole person. So now, my friends, we need to address spiritual health from a sickness or an injury. A sickness is something that we have on the inside, but it can also be caused from an injury. My friends, you could hurt yourself and have a broken leg, and that bone could stick out the side of your leg, and that wound can be an injury that causes a sickness. Okay, so what are the things that cause us to be spiritually sick or to be spiritually injured? Let's take a look at some questions here. On this slide, my friends, you see spiritual health awareness asks 10 basic questions. And I'm going to put these on the slide and next to me here, and you're going to be able to see these questions, and you're going to be able to answer yes or no. Now, on my website, you've seen a list of these questions, but now we're going to get into them. So underneath taking your spiritual health checkup form, a lot of these words, my friends, you've seen in the test that you took. So what I like to do, my friends, is there's going to be some words that are going to be on the screen that I would like to give my Google Assist on my phone to help me to break down the words. And so we're going to do that here in just a second. This video is sponsored by Heart to Heart Refinement Online School at heart-to-heart-refinement-school-teachable.com. So my friends, what I did in that little break is I went and I got my cell phone, okay? So what I'm going to do is there's some words that are going to be defined in these questions. What I like to do, instead of spending so much time looking up the word and putting the word on the screen, or me telling you what the word is and what the definition is, I'm going to ask my Google Assistant on my phone what these words mean, and I'm going to turn my volume up so you can listen to that. And we're going to get started right now on those questions, my friends. So let me get back here and let's get this started here. So on this slide, my friends, you're seeing question number 1. Are you feeling fear and anxiety? Yes or no? So what I want to do is I want to get the definition of fear. How do you define fear?
Here's the definition of fear. An unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat.
All right, my friends, that's a big help, right? Okay, let's look up the word anxiety. How do you define anxiety?
According to MedicineNet, anxiety, a feeling of apprehension and fear, characterized by physical symptoms such as palpitations, sweating, and feelings of stress.
My friends, can you relate to any of those things? If so, circle yes or no. Number 2, are you feeling resentment, anger, or blame? Yes or no? Let's look up those words. How do you define resentment?
Here's the definition of resentment: bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly.
That's a pretty easy one to understand, right? Let's define anger. How do you define anger?
Here's the definition of anger: a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility.
Now let's define blame. How do you define blame?
Here's the definition of blame: assign responsibility for a fault or wrong.
And my friends, you're hearing it from the Google Assist. I'm breaking down these words. Like I said, a lot of these words showed up in your spiritual health checkup form. Question number 3, are you feeling guilt, shame, and remorse? Yes or no? Let's define them. How do you define guilt?
Here's the definition of guilt: the fact of having committed a specified or implied offense or crime.
How do you define shame?
Here's the definition of shame: a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior.
Yeah, I can relate to that. How do you define remorse?
Here's the definition of remorse: deep regret or guilt for a wrong committed.
And it goes on, right? Question number 4, are you feeling irritability or chronic negativity? Yes or no? Let's look it up. How do you define irritability?
Here's the definition of irritability: the quality or state of being irritable.
How do you define chronic negativity?
I found this on the web.
Well, let's go to negativity. How do you define negativity?
Here's the definition of negativity: the expression of criticism of or pessimism about something.
So again, my friends, it's a yes or no answer, right? Let's go on to question number 5. Are you dealing with addictive behaviors? Let's see what addictive behaviors are. What are addictive behaviors?
According to Wikipedia, an addictive behavior is a behavior or a stimulus related to a behavior that is both rewarding and reinforcing and is associated with the development of an addiction.
So again, my friends, you're answering yes or no. Number 6, are you dealing with apathy, which is a lack of concern, and listlessness? And listlessness is a lack of energy and feeling tired. So let's look up the words. How do you define apathy?
Here's the definition of apathy: lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern.
How do you define listlessness?
According to your dictionary, a woman feeling listless. Licensed from iStockPhoto. Adjective: the definition of listless is someone who is lacking in energy or vitality and does not extend physical effort. An example of someone who would be described as listless is a depressed person who lays around all day.
How many of you can relate to that? The reason I'm getting Google Assist to define this, people, because I don't want to put words in your mouth so you think that I'm making them up. So I'm asking Google Assist to help me. The same definitions that you will find, okay? Question number 7, are you dealing with physical symptoms such as headaches, stomachs, upsets, muscle tension, and fatigue? Yes or no? I don't think we need to Google those words. Okay, number 8, are you dealing with emotional remoteness? If we cannot love and accept ourselves, we find it impossible to believe that others can love and accept us. Yes or no? Let's Google and see if she can tell us what emotional remoteness is. What is emotional remoteness?
I found this on the web.
Let's Google remoteness. What is remoteness?
Here's the definition of remoteness: the state of being distant from something else, in particular from the main centers of population.
And the definition of number 2 is lack of connection with or relationship to something. Okay, so there you go. Okay, let's look at question number 9. Are you dealing with extreme sadness and lack of joy? Okay, depression can reach epic proportions when dealing with pandemics such as this COVID-19 virus. Yes or no? Number 10, are you dealing with soul loss? Soul loss can occur through a traumatic experience such as loss, abuse of, or war, and yes, even during this pandemic. However, soul loss can also be a result of lack of self-acceptance and feeling of shame and worthlessness. So it says yes or no. It says more on soul loss. Whenever we suffer a physical or emotional trauma, it is said that a part of our soul flees the body to survive this experience. With every cut and wound, our essence and vitality grows weaker. This process is called soul loss. Let's see if she can give us a definition of what soul loss is. What is soul loss?
According to East Cork Journal, whenever we suffer a physical or emotional trauma, it is said that a part of our soul flees the body to survive the experience. With every cut and wound, our essence and vitality grow weaker. This process is called soul loss.
Right, my friends, that's the same definition that I wrote down there for you all to see. Okay? All right, I'm going to let her go for a moment while I read some more of my outline to you, and then if I need her to define some words for you, I'll pick her back up again. So there are a variety of physical, psychological, and spiritual symptoms of soul loss. When we experience soul loss, this is part of our soul hidden away or disassociating from us. The result is a loss of soulful energy or the very vitality of our lives. This loss of energy prevents us from living a healthy, fulfilling, and creative existence. Sometimes soul loss can last for a whole lifetime, resulting in the development of self-destructive person who we often refer to as a lost soul in our language. To recover these lost parts of ourselves and to become balanced, whole, and centered once again, we must first identify the symptoms of soul loss within us. Let's discuss some of the more common symptoms, okay? My friends, on this slide, you're seeing a list of 21 things that I'm going to read to you that will help you to identify the soul loss or your soul woundedness. And if it is not well in your soul, these are some of the reasons why. Number 1, memories and parts of your life have been blocked out. Number 2, you experience strong periods of depression. Number 3, parts within yourself feel missing or broken. Number 4, you experience a general emotional numbness to life. Number 5, constant feelings of fear or anxiety plague you. Number 6, you go through long periods of insomnia, which means you can't sleep. Number 7, you feel lost or incomplete. Number 8, you feel like a different person after a shocking or traumatic life event. Number 9, you feel stuck or incapable of overcoming a certain issue in your life. Number 10, you feel disappointed with life. Number 11, you feel as though there are multiple selves within you. Number 12, you try to escape by turning to alcohol, drugs, sex, television, or excessive busyness. Number 13, you feel unworthy of being loved. Number 14, you are experiencing a dark night of your soul. Number 15, you want to find your purpose and meaning in life. Number 16, you feel like your daily life is meaningless and task-driven. Wow. Number 17, you avoid feeling vulnerable and keep others at a distance. Number 18, you long for wholeness and a sense of belonging. Number 19, you sometimes feel that you're not in control of yourself. Number 20, you constantly feel mental or physical fatigue for no medical reason. And I'm going to make a comment on that, my friends. Sometimes we'll go to the emergency room when we're not feeling good, and they can give us a diagnosis of a conversion disorder because they don't know what's wrong with this, okay? A conversion disorder is a physical symptom that is manifested into emotional insecurity, or in our state, a soul loss. But the medical profession doesn't look at it as a soul loss to be able to help you get spiritual healthy, because they don't have anybody in this field, and your pastors that are religious aren't identifying what that means, okay? Number 21, you thirst for authenticity and complete acceptance of yourself. So how many of these can you relate to, my friends? If you have related to any or all of these and said yes to any of these questions in this video and on your spiritual health checkup indicates a high score of branches that need to be removed from your lives, then please consider taking my online courses, and let's work on making you spiritually healthy. You can get started today by going to the link below this video. And if you're watching this from my website, my friends, you're going to be indicated by clicking here to my online school program. My online school program, my friends, is going to guide you into becoming spiritually healthy. There are 8 stages in my first school. It's called Heart to Heart Refinement Online School, okay? I'm going to share a link underneath this description on my YouTube channel, but on my website page, all you're going to have to do is click on this click here button, and you'll see that down in the writing if you're looking at this from the Heart to Heart Refinement Ministries website. So my friends, I hope that you understand the significance of your spiritual health and how that plays a big part in your life. My friends, I really urge you to go check out the videos that are already available in the spiritual health online school, and they're going to help you to become healthy. As you refine your heart, you're going to heal what is broken in your soul. So what I would like to do really quick, my friends, is I'd like to just leave this video with a little song that is on YouTube. That is called It Is Well With My Soul. So I'm just going to let it play for just a little bit.